Hello, everyone. All right. We can give everybody a couple seconds to just get on here. All right. Um, I just got done at yoga, and let me tell you guys, if you're looking for something, um, you know, to increase your spirituality, to relax you, and you've never tried yoga or you're like thinking about trying it, highly recommend it. Literally, sorry, I do yoga every Monday. It's the best night of my week. um, all right, so today is day 2 of the spiritual schedule, and today we are talking about mastering your spiritual mindset. Okay, um, so what exactly is a spiritual mindset, and why can it be difficult to grab a hold of that? All right, so first, I just want to very briefly describe to you guys. So, the whole point of developing a spiritual mindset is so you can reach, well, it's not the only point, but one of the reasons is so that you can reach that 4 and 5D consciousness. Okay, so that's something that we work on during my program. And what does that mean? So, 3D consciousness is living in negativity and drama and feeling like, that's the only way that you can live, and not acknowledging that there's another way to live in a higher vibration. And 4D consciousness is the awareness that you have, the ability to change your thoughts, change your actions, and just that awareness of what's going on around you, being more mindful of things. That's 4D consciousness. 5D is living in bliss and joy and love all the time. And that you have a big piece is that understanding, that you can change the way that you live. You can change your vibration. So those are kind of the differences between the levels of consciousness. And like I said, we work on that during my program. So spiritual mindset, and what is it? Why is it important? So in a nutshell, having a spiritual mindset is being less reactive and more understanding, and doing that purposefully, consciously doing that. Okay, so in all of these situations that you are in, you are going to be less reactive and more understanding to what's going on. Okay, so what is it that can make that difficult? All right, a big thing is your ego. Okay, ego, society, and society really like almost runs our ego, right? So we see these things that we're supposed to be, we're supposed to look like this, we're supposed to act like this, whatever it may be, and we judge ourselves and put these crazy, harsh beliefs on ourselves, that, if we're not this way, then we're not good enough, we're not worthy enough, we're not feeling validated enough. And that is so big in keeping you from developing a really strong spiritual mindset. Okay? So, another way to describe this spiritual mindset is looking at things as learning experiences instead of, oh my God, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. How am I going to get through this? I'm going to be, complaining about this for hours or days. Getting away from that mindset and taking a step back, looking at it, and seeing what you can learn from the situation. Okay? And when I say being less reactive and more understanding, by understanding, I mean patient, loving, calm, those kinds of things. Okay? So what can we do to move towards that? Okay? Because we put such harsh demands on ourselves, like I said, and sometimes this comes from society, sometimes this comes from people in our own lives, the way that we grew up, but we have this self-demand, and a big thing that I see is people feeling unworthy. Okay, that's like a huge one. And when you think about that and you say, well, I can't do this or I can't be that, I can't voice my opinion or say the things that I really want to say because I'm not worthy of those things. I'm not worthy enough to do that. But worthy against whose standards, right? You know, like, who says that you're not worthy? You do, right? And if other people are telling you that you're not worthy, or if you grew up with people telling you that you're not worthy, if you have people in your life now that are telling you that, that's their opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. And I'm not saying that it's easy to have somebody, saying all these negative things to you all the time and you just being like, nah, that's not true. That can be hard. It can be hard to not think those things, especially if you're being told them every single day, right? But there's something to learn from that as well. And a part of this understanding is that you might be working on your spiritual journey and your enlightenment, your ascension, but other people might not be there. People that are stuck in this 3D consciousness, and that's okay that they're not as far along as you are, or if they're not as awakened to things being different. That's okay. And sometimes that can be hard for us because, when you're working on things like spirituality and you're seeing positive change in your life, you just, especially if you're an empath or a light worker, you really just want to help people and see them change as well. But sometimes they're just not ready, and that's all right. Okay? So, another thing that's important to remember is that whatever you are thinking about, you are attracting to you. I know you hear that all over the place, but it really is true. And when you are working on this spiritual mindset, be aware that when you are faced with situations that can make you frustrated or make you angry or upset or irritable or sad or whatever it may be, this is the universe giving you a chance to choose how you're going to present yourself in this situation. Are you going to be reactive in a negative way, or are you going to choose the path of, this is the universe trying to teach me some patience? So give you guys like an example. So if you're in traffic and somebody cuts you off, I think a lot of people's natural reaction is to get upset. You might curse at them. You might, be talking about them, or, for the next 20 minutes in your car, or whatever it may be. But you don't know what that other person is going through in that car. What if it's a guy and he's, I don't know, driving his pregnant in labor wife to the hospital? That's an emergency. What if, I don't know, this person just found out some really bad news and they're just not thinking clearly? They're distracted by things. That could be too. Not saying that it's right that they did that. However, you have the choice on how you're going to react to that situation. You can react in a negative way, or you can just, blow it off and move on with your day and not have that affect how the rest of your day is going to turn out. All right? So going back to the piece of the law of attraction and thoughts becoming things, I almost want to say, and I heard this, I'm not going to get the quote right, and I don't remember who said this, but it's not exactly your thoughts that are creating your reality. It's your feelings that are creating your reality. Because in your mind, you can tell yourself all day long a positive affirmation, let's say, right? And you're repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, and you're not seeing any results and you're wondering why. But if you're just repeating that in your mind and you're not really feeling that you believe it, you're not really feeling positive when you say it, then you're not going to see results. Okay? So you have to feel grateful and feel happy, feel worthy right now. And the more that you feel that, the more the universe will give you situations for you to feel those feelings. That's just how it works. Okay? So, all right. Having a spiritual mindset, being less reactive, and more understanding. So, how in the heck can you start this process? All right? My number one suggestion to you in starting to practice this spiritual mindset, and this is one of the things that we focus on, and I have my clients practice in my program, is that when you are faced with a situation that promotes you to feel some kind of negative emotion, whether it's just a little bit of irritability or you're feeling complete rage, whatever it may be, you want to give positivity to that person or that situation that just made you feel negative. That's what you want to do. So, going back to the car situation, somebody cuts you off. If your natural reaction is to get real hype and scream at that person and let that just ruin the rest of your day, I challenge you to, instead of reacting like that, to say a little prayer to that person. That's your thing. Bless that car. Ask the universe to keep that person safe in their travels if they're driving erratically. Something like that. Even when people upset you for certain reasons, whatever it may be, I challenge you to just say to yourself that, I really hope that this person is able to get over their negative feelings, and I hope that they're able to find some peace in their life. That is my biggest tip to starting this spiritual mindset process. Okay? So, and you have to remember, like I said before, it's about your feelings. So if you are saying these things, somebody makes you upset and you remember what I said and you say to yourself, oh yeah, I hope this person gets over this. I hope they're able to find some peace. Well, if you say it like that, you don't really mean it, right? And the universe knows that. The universe can tell what you're feeling, and that's what it goes off of, your feelings, okay? So if you really, really want to change your mindset, that's what I would challenge you to do. To really come from a place of understanding and love, and try to do that when you're faced with difficult situations, okay? So instead of being reactive, try to say something positive about that negative situation or that person. Give them a little blessing, say a little prayer for them, and hope that their struggles are eased a little bit, Because wouldn't you want somebody to do that for you as well? I think so. All right, so once again, just recapping very quickly, this is day 2, spiritual mindset, and you want to work on being less reactive and more understanding to things. And the number one suggestion I have for you is to put positivity out to that situation instead of negativity. That's the best thing that I can offer you. Right, but you don't want to sound condescending, right? That's exactly right. And that happens with a lot of people when you're working on this. So that was my whole point with, if you are giving somebody a blessing in a very condescending way, the universe knows that you're doing that. right? So if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That would be my suggestion in that situation. All right? So, like I said, you're faced with something, use it as a learning experience, okay? Don't look at it as this is a complete roadblock and now I'm never going to be able to move on from anything, you know. Don't get stuck in that dramatic ego kind of place, okay? Use it as a learning experience. Be genuine in your positivity and your blessings to other people, okay? And like I said, I really, really hope that you guys are following along with us during this week, and think about what your intentions were for yesterday, okay? And think about how you can use the spiritual mindset to work on your intention, especially if you feel that there are people or situations kind of getting in your way of following through with that intention. Okay? All right, guys. Like I said, follow along for the rest of the week with us. And if you're feeling like this weekly spiritual stuff just isn't enough for you, then PM me. I can tell you more about my program, okay? It's 12 weeks long, and I would love to have you guys hop aboard on that, okay? So tomorrow probably might be around, well, I'm thinking a little bit earlier. I know I got this video out a little bit late today, so tomorrow I'm going to try to hop on a little bit earlier. Okay, so tomorrow is Angel Tarot Tuesday. All right, so I'll be putting out some cards that you guys can pick intuitively, and we'll kind of get all into that. All right, so work on your spiritual mindset. Please let me know if you have any questions. I love to answer them. Okay, and I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.